Okay, I wanted to make a video about what is going on behind the curtain during the idealization stage. Um, and that's only my opinion based on my experience, my very heavy research, which I did for my own sanity. It's not a professional opinion at all. It's just about sharing my knowledge, my experience, and hopefully someone else benefits from it. And I titled the video as Behind the Curtain of the Idealization Stage, really because, in my opinion, that stage it's a theater. It's really a play. Um, some people can argue that, and I respect it. Uh, Sometimes I even think that the toxic personality that we're dealing with truly believes at the beginning of the stage that they have finally found the one person that is going to give them what they want. But at some point, they realize they were wrong once again, and it becomes a play. Behind the curtain of the idealization stage, it's really a grooming process. In my opinion, like I mentioned in the previous video, these people, they actually come up with a script in their head of how things are supposed to work for them, how we're supposed to behave, what are we supposed to do. And to a degree, by them being explosively good with us and loving and caring and idealizing everything we do, they're pretty much trying to teach us what they expect from us. It's not like they're going to continue doing this, but once they stop, it doesn't mean that we are allowed to stop. For them, we have to continue with that behavior, with that adoration, with that admiration and applauses. In my opinion, though, no matter how long you applaud and love them and how much you put into the relationship, at some point, they're going to get bored anyway. These are people who push everything too fast, too quick. They want things to happen right away. That's why they propose, they talk about moving in together. It's all very fast for everything. It's all very fast. And these are also people who are, in my opinion, very empty on the inside. I am one of these people out there who truly believes that toxic people actually mimic other people's emotions. I think that the only authentic emotion they have, it's anger. And they have learned how to hide it and sometimes how not to hide it. But that's, in my opinion, their only true emotion. Anything else is based on getting from other people what they want to experience. And that's why they always blame other people for their mistakes, for the things they do or they don't do. There is always someone else responsible. It's never their fault. Also, at the idealization stage, what I think it's happening, it's when they're reading us very well. They are getting ready for the devaluation stage, sometimes not on purpose, but unfortunately, like I always say, those people, they're like the best psychologists or human behavior readers out there. The problem with that is that they don't use that gift to help other people. They use it as a storage of when they have to use it against us, they will. And make no mistake, they will. Also, at the idealization stage, what we don't realize is that we're not we were not the only one. We were the chosen one between at least one more. It's at least, usually two. So it's the game, it's usually between three people all the time. And we think we're the queen, but we're not actually, because we were chosen. We did something more for them. We are the better supply for what they're looking for. And don't get me wrong, we all look for something in other people for our own benefit, but it has limits, and we don't rely our happiness on other people only. They do. They want us to get a career for them, or love them, or make them feel happy, or really change them. As a matter of fact, I have this experience that he once told me, the one I had an experience with, he once told me that he felt betrayed because I did not fulfill what I was supposed to. And when I think about it, it's really his own emptiness that I was not able to fulfill, because anything else I did. Or that's my opinion. At the idealization stage, like I said, everything behind the curtain, it's a grooming process. We were chosen between at least one other person, and that other person down the road, you're going to realize that was the lucky one, not us. And the idealization stage, at some point, it's going to stop existing. All the videos I do, and I'm going to keep making, are with one purpose. It's to share my recovery. There are people that have described its stage and technique much better than what I can even think of describing it. So that's not my goal. My goal is to say, this is what I did, and that's how it helped me, and hopefully someone else benefits from it. So with that stage, I think the main goal for everybody that wants to break the chain of emotional abuse, it's to realize that it was a play. Intentional or not, conscious or not, it was a play. Even if this person at some point believed it, they did not believe that they can make us happy. They believe that we can make them happy, that we can give them what they need and they want, and that's how they can give us something back. It was never about what we truly are and our true qualities. Our qualities were over-evaluated, and more qualities were given to us which we don't have. We don't have them, and that's painful to think about the idealization stage. But once the abuse, the verbal and emotional abuse starts, it's actually a good thing to remember that it's never about us. It's about what they created about us, and the script in their head that we're not able to match. So in my opinion, the sooner you face reality, the better. Facing reality, it's not always the easiest way, but it is the fastest, and in my opinion, the only true way of getting out of Crazyville. And facing reality, not all the time it's done by us only. I am a true believer of therapy with the right person, the right therapist, or the right life coach, and also self-educating. Because for us to understand our therapist or life coach, we need to have more knowledge so we can ask also the right questions. The right therapist or life coach, in my opinion, it's somebody who has not only specialized in emotional abuse or narcissistic abuse, or what actually I read somewhere that narcissistic abuse syndrome, it's considered to become a official diagnosis, which is scary and good at the same time. Anyway, somebody that not always had uh, studied about it or have knowledge, but you absolutely need somebody who has been broken by a narcissist emotionally, because unless you've been through that, you you don't know what you're talking about. And I do believe that people who haven't been through that and are trying to help you by treating you or giving you advice, they can actually re-traumatize you. And that's another thing with friends and family who haven't been through that. You should be careful what exactly you're expecting from them or what you're telling them, because if they don't understand, if they haven't been through that, they won't understand. And what's going to happen is they're going to end up giving you advices that in situations with toxic people, they don't work. Most positive advices do not work in a toxic relationship. And I am a very, very positive person, and I tried everything that I can think of in keeping the situation the most friendly possible. It's impossible. We either put boundaries or there is no sanity for us. Going back to what's happening under behind the curtain of the idealization stage, it to a degree it's beautiful for both parts, you and the narc or psychopath or whatever you want to call your poison, because both of you to a degree believe in the positive outcome. The problem is that if they don't realize that down the road they're going to be once again the problem, uh, the outcome is never going to be positive, ever, for none of the parties anyway. Even though a lot of people, and I do believe that they get their narcissistic supply from any kind of reaction, positive or negative, is still getting negative reactions and living life that way, it should not be fun. Although uh, in reading journeys and diaries and articles of narcissists themselves, they would say that it really doesn't matter to them, someone being negative or sad. It's not a big deal. So, but that's again only my opinion. That's not a good life for anybody. Um, like I said, my advice is to face the reality when you're ready, and realize that it was staged, um, and just try to keep it as a memory. Stop asking yourself why. Stop asking questions, because what happens is that when we find out the answer, we don't like it, and then we keep digging in. Um, and that's not healthy. That's not helpful for us. Once you find the answer, like now you're watching this video, it's because you've been Googling around, what's going on in your relationship. You most likely have come down to the answer that you're dealing with someone with personality disorder. And you're not liking the question, the answer. And that's why you keep going. But the reality is that's the answer. And that's where you have to stop. And as soon as you do it, go into working with yourself, for yourself. The idealization stage could be a very nice memory. Only keep it that way. Keep working on yourself. Keep trying to complete yourself and be happy. And I also believe that using common sense at some point, it's also very helpful. I know during this stage we believe that we have found our soulmate and it's the most beautiful thing that has ever happened to us. But using simple common sense, it is not okay for us to believe that someone truly believes we're his soulmate, because they don't know us. Everything in a toxic relationship happens very fast. The idealization stage, it's a very fast stage. It's other normal or healthy relationship, they start the love bombing stage on the 6th, 7th month, because up till that point they're getting to know each other, having experiences together, and that's how you decide if someone is your soulmate. That's how you decide if someone actually makes you a better person. Not in 2, 3 months of a relationship. You can't possibly have real experiences to make you take a definite decision. So questioning and using common sense, it's really helpful, because the reality is the idealization or love bombing stage itself, it's probably the biggest red flag that we can have. Forget about all the comments and all the things we can hear during any stage, but the timing, the speed of how things develop, it should, scare us. It didn't scare me. I agree. That's why I'm passing on the my experience or my recovery experience, because now at this point, from where I am sitting in my life, I think it's absolutely ridiculous and scary that we can believe in all this BS in the amount of time we believe it. It's, would you just start pursuing somebody and tell him, I am so in love with you, you make me a better person and you make me happy like 2 months after? Or would you propose marriage to someone or would like to live with someone after only a month of dating them? Most likely the answer is no. And if the answer is yes, guess what I'm going to think about you? So, question, use common sense, work on yourself, absolutely take therapy. There's a huge amount of information out there, very good therapists, very good life coaches that we can take advantage in a positive way from their free videos on YouTube, and really get the answers and start working on yourself, and try to be a happy and complete person again. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on my next video.